During World War II, more than 10,000 people were imprisoned just a few hours south of Reno at the Manzanar Japanese internment camp. And now, 75 years later, survivors of that camp return to tell their stories. Ariana Bennett joins us now after visiting the camp. She's live in the newsroom. And Ari, first off, what's left there now?
Well, Kristen, it's a pretty barren desert. So bare that you might not even notice it as you drive south on 395. And it's a story you'll only see here on Channel 2. If you've driven between Reno and Los Angeles, it's hard to miss the stunning mountain ranges, forests of pine trees, and picturesque valleys. But it's easy to miss Manzanar. It was opened in 1942 after President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed an executive order giving the War Department authority to round up people of Japanese descent and put them in camps around the country. The biggest of those was Manzanar.
Just the irony of this place and the background of the eastern Sierra Nevada mountains and the beautiful day, and you had a concentration camp.
Warren Furutami's parents were a few of the 10,000 prisoners who were taken to live here, in barracks surrounded by barbed wire, watched over by guard towers. They were removed from their homes, schools, and livelihoods due to anti-Japanese sentiment and fear following the Pearl Harbor attacks. Most of them were American citizens, some for several generations. Many didn't even speak Japanese, like Wilbur Sato.
And then we didn't know what was going to happen to us. We're going to be gassed like they did in Germany. Were they going to send to Japan?
Ultimately, they were held in the camps until the war ended, although not everyone left. More than 40 years later, President Ronald Reagan signed the Civil Liberties Act of 1988, officially apologizing to Japanese Americans and granting reparations for their time spent in the camps. But they say the most valuable takeaway is the lesson.
People have experiences where they've been judged as a group, not as an individual. They've been judged not by the content of their character, but as a group. And that's when we all have to stand up.
Now, I got to speak with several survivors during their annual pilgrimage this past weekend. So coming up tomorrow, I'll bring you their stories of life in Manzanar. Covering the story live from the newsroom, Ariana Bennett, Channel 2 News.